Hello, I'm Larry and this is Carter's Country. Today I'm happy to be joined by Bob Dana from Leupold, and we're going to talk a little bit about optics, obviously.
That's right.
Did you want to talk a little bit about some of the red dot optics? Another change we've seen in the gun world, more and more companies are coming out with optic ready pistols. You don't have to go get a slide milled or anything like that. And a trend we've seen, I talked to you a little bit earlier about guns that are clearly built for concealed carry, coming out optic ready. What you can tell us about that?
Red dots are no different than full-size optics in the sense of the primary word a customer wants to think of is application. At Leupold, we consider our red dots to be more of a performance red dot category. Several of our red dot sights are actually military contracted. They have undergone extreme stress testing, but the application piece is the most important. So what a customer needs to decide is, first off, where do they intend to place the dot? And what I mean by that is we have an application for shotgun, carbine, and pistol, all three. When you look at the DeltaPoint Pro, the DeltaPoint Pro is an optic that's been part of our program for quite some time. We offer two different dot sizes in it. It comes in a 2.5 MOA dot and a 6 MOA dot.
Okay.
The 6 MOA is primarily used for competition. The dot's a little bit larger, it's easy to see, and their primary focus is to hit steel in front of them. If you want to get a little bit more precise, the 2.5 minute dot is there. I prefer the 6 minute dot. Not worrying about shooting steel. I can just see the 6 minute dot better.
Right.
And so I acquire it a little bit faster. The DeltaPoint Pro can be put on a shotgun for turkey hunting. It can be put on ARs. It can be put on bolt rifles. Here at Carter's Country, they sell the accessory mounts to go through and apply them to bolt guns. There's a beast called co-witnessing.
Right.
And so on bolt guns, people will use the optic to acquire the target or find it, and then drop down into their bigger optic at a higher magnification to be able to see. There's some unique things here. The big thing about application is that when you talk about a red dot sight, the optic actually has an emitter, and the emitter shines a red dot up onto a screen or a movie screen. So it's just like taking someone to a drive-in movie, projector behind you, and it projects up in front of you. The only drawback on an emitter style red dot, and this is any name brand, is that if you're in inclement weather, mud, snow, rain, if something were to get in front of that emitter, you no longer have a red dot on the screen.
Right.
So if you're looking for a carbine application, shotgun application, an enclosed sight like this that's a red dot, no matter how much mud gets on top of it, it doesn't matter. The red dot is produced inside of the optic, and you'll always have a red dot.
Okay.
So it's something to consider. If you're looking for straight up, concealed carry, or just to be more accurate with a pistol, a red dot by far is the way to go. The Deltapoint Micro is a very interesting animal when it comes to a beginning shooter. When it comes to a red dot, everybody thinks, boy, my accuracy is going to go so good, I'm going to be so fast. There's an art to finding the red dot. On the Deltapoint Micro, the dot is very quick. You're familiar with like a ghost ring sight on a lever gun or our AR?
Right.
This red dot is very similar to the look of a ghost ring sight. Get lined up behind it and your dot is instantly there. Hand position really doesn't matter. It's right in front of you.
Right.
The idea of the Deltapoint Micro was we wanted to produce an optic not smaller than the Deltapoint Pro. We wanted to produce an optic that was designed strictly for concealed carry and more so on the micro style of guns.
Right.
So we made it for the Smith & Wesson M&P family,
Okay.
and we made it for the Glock family. The only pistol in those two families that it doesn't fit on is the 380 EZ. The chassis that actually houses the red dot, the back of the slides on different pistols are all cut a little bit different.
True.
So we had to go through and basically create a chassis that was specific to the slide.
Okay.
You do have iron sight co-witnessing on it. If for some reason the dot should fail, there's two dots in the back. You simply line it up with your post and you still run it just like iron sights.
Fantastic.
When you go through and you install it, the battery is right here. You simply push that piece upward. It has 8 different levels of intensity. On level 4, the battery lasts 36,000 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that's one of the things somebody would first think is, what about my battery fails? Well, with the battery life that they have, like 36,000, just set, New Year's Day or birthday or once a year, whatever, and change it out. They're cheap, talking about a once a year, 2 or 3 minutes. swap it out and you forget about it again for 36,000 hours or the next year.
And there is in both the DeltaPoint Pro and the Micro, there's an accelerometer in them, which means when this is at rest for 5 minutes, if you forget, the optic will take care of you. It will turn off. As soon as you acquire that dot and move that pistol, the light will come back, the red dot will come back on.
Fantastic.
And I promise you, you'll never beat it.
Right. Yeah. No, you're not. You're not going to be waiting for the light.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's very, very quick. The idea is we wanted to make a faster acquisition sight. When you go through and install them, it's very simple. You simply push out the rear sight, the sight pusher. We have a small piece that slides in there by hand, and there's no force or pressure. It's basically shaped like the dovetail, and when you put the 2 screws in, it sucks it up into that dovetail and pushes it to the gun. Simply line up the dot initially with the front post, and then you can sight it in. And like I say, the neat part about it is if you do need to change your battery out, you don't have to take anything apart. Simply loosen up right here, put your battery in, tighten it right back down.
Good to go. Fantastic. A lot of information in a short amount of time, which is exactly what we needed. So I do appreciate you coming out, spending some time with us, and doing such a great job of explaining this in terms that, layman's terms, I guess, something that even I can understand. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Carter's Country is proud to carry a full line of Leupold products. If you see something here you like, come into one of our stores. We have knowledgeable people behind the counter. Be glad to help you out. Maybe not explain it as well as he did, but definitely can get you comfortable with what you're looking at, make you feel good about the purchase. Leupold, like I said, as long as they've been in business, I've never seen the name waver. And that's just almost unheard of. Really hard to do with the demands. Gun buyers and shooters are a very demanding crowd, and they will not accept anything short of the best, and Leupold delivers.
We've worked with Carter's Country for several years.
Yeah, it's a very good relationship.
It's been a great relationship, and we've been very proud to have it.
Yeah, well, it's been mutually beneficial, and look forward to continuing many more years.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed today's video. And remember, if you've ever shot, or hunted with us, you're already a part of the Carter's Country family. Until next time, adios.
Adios.
Cool.